Babe, I need you to stop, go to settings, go to your screen time, and I need you to see how much time you're spending on social media. Yeah, I'll wait a couple seconds. Oh yes, it's not looking too good. Yeah, I had that moment too. I did too. I remember one time I pulled out my screen time, and I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I will because it's me and you in this moment. Girl, I had 15 hours of social media. I was working a small part-time job for Mark Zuckerberg, which was blowing my mind. And that's when I decided I had to give up social media. That was the moment in my life where I was like, I've got to get the hell off this phone. Like, what are you talking about? I've spent 15 hours on social media. Like, no wonder why Saturday is gone. Okay. So sit back, let's relax, let's talk about my social media detox. Okay. So for those of you just here for the first time, babe, you kitty patootie on duty, I'm Karissa. It's so wonderful to meet you. And if you are a returning subscriber, can I dance for you, darling? No, guys, but for real. So I went on a social media cleanse last year in October. And it really started out of a just kind of like, I've had enough of this. I'm tired of scrolling endlessly. I'm bored. Nothing productive is coming of this. And I plan to make it a 30-day cleanse. It was not supposed to be anything dramatic. I was like, let me just delete this app. So I deleted Instagram and Facebook. I wasn't using TikTok or anything of that nature. So I just started there. And I will be honest with you, the first month was the absolute most challenging because it's just a natural habit when I get bored to fiddle. Like I'm one of those people that actually enjoys fidget spinners. I can sit and spin a fidget for hours. So that was my nervous habit. It's kind of like scrolling through Instagram. So the first few weeks, I would just go click and I'd be like, oh, there's nothing even to click. I had to find something to replace that habit with. And then slowly, I started realizing, okay, well, maybe instead of trying to replace the habit, you just like let go of the phone and become more and more engaged with what you're doing instead. Like, shocking, babe. And I was surprised how hard that was at first because we are so addicted to thinking that keeping up with our friendships and our other people's lives revolves around social media. And that was something for me that was actually really hard because I lost a lot of friends giving up social media because people have reduced friendships to reels, to 30-second clips that are supposed to make you feel like, oh, I thought of you and I care about you because I saw this and it made me think about you. And I realized how many of my friendships were truly lacking and were just becoming meme friendships. Now, for some people, that's all right, and that's enough for them. For me, it wasn't. I wanted to know how my best friend was actually doing. I wanted to sit and talk with her. I wanted to share my day with someone and let my updates be actually personal, not something they just saw on an Instagram story. I was on a Virgin Voyage cruise and I was talking to someone there and he said he had completely given up social media. And at that time I had not, and I was very surprised. Like, well, how do you keep in contact with your friends? And he kind of laughed and he's like, I call them, like I make plans with them. And that's what getting off social media made me do. Like, if I really wanted to talk to my friend, if I really wanted to see how her life was, I had to do the hard work of actually picking up the phone and engaging with her. And I didn't get to just send a quick reel and to think, oh, that boosted our friendship for today. No, like I had to go back to what really made our friendship solid in the first place, which was getting on the damn phone. Another social media thing that really started to impact me was my own self-worth was being tied to people that I did not know. I was watching people live a life that I felt, why was I not living? Why was my house not perfect like that? Why couldn't I afford that trip? Why wasn't my social media taking off and paying for all this cool shit out there? Excuse my language, guys. I don't like to curse. And I was constantly comparing myself, that I was honestly a little depressed. And it didn't matter how much I curated my Instagram feed, because now with all the personalization apps, the For You page, the Reels, no matter how much I curated, no matter what I did, they were constantly trying to sell me a life, an image, a product that I didn't have. And it made me feel like mine wasn't enough. I'm going to be very honest with you. After getting off social media, my happiness and gratitude levels have shot up. I don't know what the newest trend is or the newest gadget is because I don't see them. And honestly, I don't have to because everything I have in my house is enough. We also live in pretty dark times. I don't know who you voted for, nor do I really care. It's not the point. The point is, regardless of whoever you voted for, things are not so pretty. And social media has a really great way of sensationalizing everything that's going wrong. Everything that's happening is the end of democracy, is the end of the free. It's like tomorrow is not promised at all on Instagram. Like, we don't know what's happening according to them. It could literally be raining fire for all we know. And that was starting to freak me the hell out and trigger my anxiety because I was getting bombarded with all this negative news constantly. And I was truly starting to feel like, oh, it is the end of the world. Like it's over for us because my favorite influencer and my most trusted resource keeps posting new reels telling me that. And I started to lose the reality that sensationalism is how they get views. Like that is what makes you stop and listen, is when you tell me it's doomsday, when you tell me how terrible things are. And I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't. It's not that I didn't want to be informed. I just didn't need to be informed on such a constant basis about everything that was going on. Now, another thing that I found to be very frustrating about social media and why I needed a cleanse was that I honestly believe that 6 out of 10 people on social media leaving comments are not real people and they're bots. I refuse to believe some people lack the critical thinking skills that they show. Like, there's no way you with your 10 fingers typed that up and posted it for us to see. I just have to believe you're a bot. And I was tired of watching people argue online with people that obviously could not be real, or if they were, do not deserve your time. Like, why are we arguing with someone about basic human rights online? Like, I'm not arguing with an imaginary person. I can't. And social media gets popular, gets more motivated, gets bigger because we are sitting here arguing with each other online. And I feel like social media has divided us way more than it has united us. Okay? Because social media has created an echo chamber where all you're hearing is the same BS that you heard yesterday about the same belief that you listened to. There's no contrasting views. And then the worst thing is when there are, they purposely find, and I try to say this as kindly, like they find people who aren't very intellectual. And that's very frustrating to me. As someone who's a really big politics fan, I love government. I graduated with a political science degree. I actually enjoy debating with people with different beliefs than me. I don't enjoy when you go find someone with an opposing view who you know is gonna say something outrageously stupid because they're not informed. That's on both party lines. And you ask them questions. Of course they're going to say that. They're poorly educated. We're not talking to the bright ones of the group. And I mean that about every political party, there is not any group that is innocent of this. They try to make the other side look stupid when there are valid points to each side. I want to talk, I want to discuss. So social media has really been very devastating for, I think, social relationships and us actually being united. It has become such a monetized space that they make more money off our anger than off uniting us. Now, it's really just the social side of things, like the political, the everyday stuff that really pushed me off Instagram and social media. But another thing that really did it was I found I had not a single bit of attention span. If something was not wrapped up in a 30-second clip, I really felt like I didn't have the time to listen. It was becoming increasingly challenging for me to sit for long-form YouTube videos and watch them about things I was interested in. I wanted all of that information condensed in 30 seconds, or I felt like it wasn't worth it. I found myself in conversations with friends where, my best friend had a very honest moment with me, and she's like, whenever we have conversations, you're scrolling. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're right. And I'm like, I'm listening. She's like, I know, but it feels like you're not listening. And I had to agree with her. I was like, of course, because when people do that to me, I feel the same way. And we all subconsciously do it. How many times have you gone to a restaurant and seen people on their phones instead of having a conversation with the person in front of them? So I felt myself losing all of these skills that I felt like I've always had. I mean, as a millennial, I was an AP kid girly and I was reading my chapter books in a night. Like, I remember sitting there in American history, like, I gotta get this done. And I did. I would read 2-3 chapters and get it done. If you asked 34-year-old me to do it, if it was not in a TikTok format, it was not getting done. And giving up social media really rebuilt my attention span. Now, this was not the easiest thing, don't get me wrong, because I did convert over to YouTube and start watching shorts there eventually. And I'll make another video about me quitting like short form content completely. Like, I do not watch reels, shorts, anything. I only watch long form content because of the impact I feel like it's genuinely had on my attention span. But I really encourage you to try to just see what 30 days without social media looks like on your brain, on your body, on your attention span, on your spirit. And if it goes well, then continue it. Like, social media is not your only way of amusement. There are other things out there to do. And it sounds so silly to say that, but remember, there was a time before social media. I was alive for that. I know some of you may not have been. But in 2010, I remember when being on social media was kind of lame. Like, we were like, why are you on Facebook telling people how your day is? That is weird. And now some of us can't go an hour or two without being on social media and telling people what's going on in their life or posting another story. And we've curated our lives for 30-second clips instead of even experiencing it. Some of us are at concerts with our phones in front of our eyes, recording the concert for people who didn't pay a ticket. Like, that blows my mind. Like, we're here to experience this and you're more worried about capturing it for somebody else. So if you've made it this far, I am interested to see if you've ever taken a social media break before. I've taken them a few times in the past. This is my longest one where I genuinely feel like I don't think I'm going back. And a side note, something that really surprised me was how many people didn't notice I wasn't on social media, which is almost triggering because there might be some times you have to go back to get something, or I've had to look up something for my sister and needed Instagram. And I've gone to my messages and seen people be like, sending me reels still that I haven't responded to. And because they're on autopilot, they didn't even realize I didn't respond. I'm like, so trust, this is going to be hard. You're going to lose friends and you're going to realize who's not going to call you if you don't call them. So it will be a little painful, but it's worth it. So like I said, guys, what are you giving up? What's the longest you've been without social media? And if you've never done it before, is this something you could see yourself doing? And for how long? Try small. Try 24 hours, then build maybe 2 days, a week, a month, and see how your spirit feels about this. It's almost been a year for me. And then I've gone, I think this is a month and a half without short form content because I gave up short form content in June. All of it. And then I haven't gone back. Like, occasionally I'll watch like a reel or two or something if I need information. Once again, it's more really like I need to know this. But other than that, So guys, if you have forgotten, me and my Funko Pumps will tell you again, you are loved, you are cared for, and thought of. If by nobody else, by us. And don't forget, drop a comment, like, or subscribe because, babe, we building this. We're doing this, okay? And a little side note, I have been posting more, guys. Are you proud of me? Are you not entertained? I have been sitting here in the kitchen just chefing, trying to figure it out, trying to cook for y'all, okay? It's not the easiest thing I've ever done. I've done like 17 YouTube videos in this night alone, and this is the 6th topic, and this one finally stuck. So this one's getting posted tomorrow. Yes, a round of applause for me. All right, guys. Ciao.